Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we dive into the nitty-gritty of company filings and what they mean for your wallet and the future of business. Today, we're looking at a fascinating report from A.G.E.G.L.E Aerial Systems Inc. And let's just say there are some numbers in here that might make you do a double take. Stick around to find out why this filing is more than just a bunch of jargon. Don't forget, if you like this kind of straight talk on corporate news, hit that subscribe button and join our Discord community linked in the description below. Alright, let's get straight into it. This report, filed on the 17th of November 2025, is a current report on Form 8. Think of this as a company's way of quickly telling the public about some pretty important happenings that aren't necessarily part of their regular scheduled financial check-ins like a quarterly or annual report. The big news today is about A.G.E.G.L.E Aerial Systems Inc. They've released their financial results for the quarter ending the 30th of September of this year and mixed in some corporate updates. Now, this report itself doesn't contain the full juicy details of those financials, but it tells us that a separate press release, Exhibit 99.1, contains this information. We'll be focusing on what that press release would typically contain and what it means for the company. Just to give you some background, A.G.E.G.L.E Aerial Systems Inc. has its common stock trading on the nice American under the ticker symbol UAVs. This means investors can buy and sell shares of the company on a public exchange. They also tell us their main phone number. While this isn't usually where the story is, it is part of the basic information a company has to give us. Now, the most important part of a filing like this, especially when it is announcing financial results, is digging into those numbers. Since this 8K is referencing a press release for the details, we'll interpret what those details typically look like and what they signify. When companies announce their quarterly results, they're usually painting a picture of their performance over the last 3 months. This press release, Exhibit 99.1, is our key. It would normally tell us about the company's revenue, the money they brought in from their operations, and their net income or loss. The final profit or loss after all expenses. For a drone company like A.G.E.G.L.E Aerial Systems Inc. revenue could come from selling drones, providing drone services, or software. Let's imagine some typical numbers you'd see in such a press release for a company making drones. If their revenue for the quarter was, say, $10 million, and that is a 15% increase from the same quarter last year, that's great news. It means they are selling more drones or services. A 15% jump could mean they've landed a big new contract or their new products are really taking off with customers. Conversely, a revenue drop of 10% might mean they are losing market share, or consumer demand has cooled off. If their net income turned into a net loss, that is a serious red flag. It could signal that their costs are too high, or they are not generating enough sales to cover their expenses. For instance, if a company reports a net loss of $2 million, that is $2 million that vanished into thin air after paying all the bills. This could mean a need to cut costs, perhaps through layoffs or scaling back on research and development, which could impact future growth. We also look for earnings per share, or EPS. This is the portion of a company's profit allocated to each outstanding share of common stock. A rising EPS is generally positive, suggesting the company is becoming more profitable on a per-share basis. If EPS drops significantly, say from $0.1 to $0.05, that means each share is now earning half of what it did before, which can make investors nervous. The company might also provide a corporate update that touches on their strategy for A.G.E.G.L.E Aerial Systems Inc. This could involve new product development, partnerships, or expansion into new markets. For example, if they announce a new partnership with a major agricultural firm to use their drones for crop monitoring, that's a significant opportunity for growth. We also need to consider the expenses. Are their operating expenses like salaries, research and development, and marketing going up or down? If their research and development spending is increasing substantially, it might be a good sign, indicating they are investing in future innovation. However, if sales are flat and R&D costs are skyrocketing, that's a recipe for financial trouble. Looking beyond just the numbers in the hypothetical press release, we consider the why. Why are these numbers what they are? Is it due to successful product launches, increased competition, or economic downturns for A.G.E.G.L.E Aerial Systems Inc. The drone market is dynamic. Competition can come from established players as well as new startups. Changes in regulations regarding drone usage can also significantly impact their business. Thinking about their competitors, companies like DJI are huge in this space. How do A.G.E.G.L.E Aerial Systems Inc. its results stack up against the industry trend? The corporate update part of the press release is crucial. It could highlight new contracts, new product launches, or strategic shifts. Imagine they announce a breakthrough in battery technology for their drones, extending flight time significantly. This would be a major competitive advantage and a positive sign for future sales. Or perhaps they announce a restructuring which could signal they are addressing inefficiencies, but might also involve short-term disruptions. This report also mentions something called an interactive data file. This is essentially a machine-readable version of their financial information, often used for more detailed analysis by financial professionals. It helps make finding specific data points easier. Finally, the report is signed off by Alison Burgett, the Chief Financial Officer. This signature signifies that the company's leadership has reviewed and approved the information being presented. So, what is the big picture here for A.G.E.G.L.E Aerial Systems Inc., based on the structure of this filing? It was a moment where they announced their financial health and recent developments. If the press release showed strong revenue growth and profitability, it signals the company is on the right track. However, if the numbers pointed to a slowdown or losses, it would suggest they are facing challenges. The key risk for a company like this is always staying ahead of technological advancements and navigating a complex regulatory environment. Their opportunity lies in the expanding applications for drones across defense, agriculture, logistics, and more. A strong financial report would indicate they are successfully capitalizing on these opportunities. In conclusion, while this A.G.E.G.L.E doesn't give us the raw financial numbers directly, it points us to where they are. It is a signal that A.G.E.G.L.E Aerial Systems Inc. is communicating something important about its performance and future. You'll want to keep an eye on that reference press release for the real financial meat on the bones. What do you think about this kind of filing and what it means for companies? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and subscribe for more. Don't forget to join our Discord community too. It is linked in the description for even more discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.